Jackie Cochran broke every rule in the sky. She went from poverty to piloting bombers in World War II. But here's the thing, she wasn't supposed to fly at all. She recruited thousands of women when men said no, then she shattered speed records they claimed were impossible, and the secret behind her success: it started with a dinner conversation that changed everything. What she did next shocked the military. Jackie Cochran wasn't supposed to exist. She grew up dirt poor in Florida. No shoes. No education. No future, but she had something nobody could take away: a hunger that burned hotter than any engine. By the 1930s, she owned a cosmetics company. She flew her own plane to sell makeup across America. People called her crazy. Then World War II started. America needed pilots desperately. Thousands of men were dying overseas. Planes sat empty on runways. Jackie saw an opportunity. She went straight to the military with a radical idea. Train women to fly military aircraft. Let them ferry bombers across the country. The generals laughed at her. Women flying B-17s? Impossible, too emotional. Too weak. Too dangerous. But Jackie had already done something they didn't know about. She'd flown to Britain in secret, and what she discovered there would change everything. Jackie didn't ask for permission. She flew across the Atlantic in 1941. Alone. In the middle of a war zone, German U-boats prowled the waters below. Why take such a risk? Britain had already done what America refused to try. They created the Air Transport Auxiliary. Women pilots were flying Spitfires. Jackie watched them work. She saw women half her size handling massive bombers. No accidents. No failures. Just results. She took notes on everything. When she returned to America, she had proof. Real evidence that women could do the job, but the U.S. military still said no. So Jackie went higher. She contacted Eleanor Roosevelt directly. The First Lady believed in her. Together they pushed harder. Finally, in 1943, something shifted. The military was desperate now. They were losing pilots faster than they could train them. Jackie got her chance, but there was a condition. They gave Jackie 6 months. Prove women could fly military aircraft, or the program dies forever. No pressure. She had to recruit over 1,000 women. Train them faster than any pilot program in history, and do it with almost no resources. The requirements were brutal. Every woman needed existing flight experience. They had to pass the same tests as male pilots, actually, harder tests. Jackie knew they'd be judged more harshly. So she made the standards higher on purpose. Only the best would make it through. 25,000 women applied, only 1,800 were accepted, and many of those would wash out during training. The training base was in Sweetwater, Texas. Middle of nowhere. Scorching heat. Rattlesnakes everywhere. The women lived in barracks with no air conditioning. They flew open cockpit planes in 100-degree weather. Some quit in the first week. But most stayed, and what happened next proved everyone wrong. The women pilots weren't just good, they were exceptional. Within months, they were flying every aircraft in the U.S. military. Fighters. Bombers. Even experimental planes. They ferried B-29 super fortresses across the country. Those were the same planes that would later drop atomic bombs on Japan. They towed targets for live anti-aircraft gunnery practice. Men shot real bullets at them. They tested damaged aircraft to see if they were safe. If a plane crashed and needed repairs, a WASP would fly it first, the deadliest job in the program. 38 women died in service, but here's what the military discovered. Women had fewer accidents than male pilots on average. They followed instructions more carefully. Took fewer unnecessary risks. Jackie had proven her point completely. The military needed these women desperately. Over 12,000 aircraft delivered. 60 million miles flown, but something strange happened in 1944. Just when the program was succeeding, they shut it down. December 1944. The war was almost won. Male pilots were returning home, and they wanted their jobs back. Congress refused to militarize the WASP program. That meant the women were never official military members. No benefits. No honors. No recognition. Jackie fought hard against it. She testified before Congress. She presented all the evidence. The numbers didn't lie, but politics won. The women were sent home. They paid their own way back. If they died in service, their families had to pay to ship the bodies home. No military funerals. No flags. It was like they never existed. For over 30 years, the WASP program was barely mentioned in history books. Jackie never forgot them though, that she'd proven what women could do in wartime. Now she wanted to prove something even bigger. She was going after the speed records, and the speeds she'd reach would terrify even male test pilots. Jackie was 47 years old. Most pilots retire by then. Jackie was just getting started. She wanted the world speed record. In 1953, she became the first woman to break the sound barrier. Mach 1 in an F-86 Sabre. But that wasn't enough for her. She kept pushing faster. The Air Force gave her access to experimental jets. Planes that killed experienced test pilots. The speed she reached would rip apart older aircraft. In 1964, she flew over 1,400 miles per hour. She was 58 years old. That's twice the speed of sound. In an era when most women weren't even encouraged to drive, she set more speed records than any pilot of her generation. Male or female. Over 200 aviation records total, but here's what nobody talks about: Jackie had almost no formal education. She taught herself everything: navigation, aerodynamics, engineering. How did she do it? The answer reveals something powerful. Jackie never forgot where she came from, that hungry kid with no shoes in Florida. She spent her whole life proving she belonged. Every record she broke was a message: your background doesn't define your future. Your determination does. She became friends with Amelia Earhart, Chuck Yeager, Neil Armstrong. She advised presidents on aviation policy. She built a business empire while flying faster than sound. And she never stopped fighting for women pilots. In 1977, Congress finally did the right thing. They gave the WASP veterans military status recognition after 33 years. Jackie testified at those hearings too. She was there when they received their medals. Many of the women cried. They'd waited so long to be acknowledged. Jackie died in 1980, but her legacy was just beginning, because what she started didn't end with her. Today, her impact can be seen in every cockpit. Walk into any airline cockpit today. You'll see women pilots, thousands of them. That didn't happen by accident. Jackie Cochran opened that door. She proved women could fly anything. In any conditions. At any speed. The military resisted. Society doubted. But she never quit. In 2010, the WASP received the Congressional Gold Medal, the highest civilian honor in America. Decades too late for most of them, but the recognition finally came. Jackie's speed records stood for years. Some weren't broken until decades later, by pilots with better technology and bigger budgets. She did it with pure skill and courage. The girl with no shoes became a legend. She flew higher and faster than anyone thought possible. Not because she was lucky. Because she refused to accept limits. She saw barriers as challenges, doubt as fuel, and that mindset changed aviation forever. Her story proves something simple but powerful. Your circumstances don't determine your altitude. Jackie Cochran proved women pilots could dominate the skies. From leading the Women Airforce Service Pilots in World War II to shattering aviation speed records, she changed history forever. This female aviator pioneer showed the world what determination looks like. Want more incredible stories about aviation pioneers and forgotten heroes from history? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Drop a comment telling us which famous women pilots we should cover next. Thanks for watching.